Please like and subscribe to our channel. Screen and font size, Magnify, size text on the fly, and an app called Morphic. I'm Huey Poplock. Today we're going to continue our discussion on screen and font size, and we're going to talk about magnifying your screen and then sizing it on the fly, and then we're going to show you an app called Morphic. Enjoy. You can make things larger within a browser quite easily on the fly or as you go. Here's an example. Now, one way we think that we can go bigger is by just making it full screen. Well, it'll make the pictures larger, but the print itself pretty much stays the same. But while we're in full screen mode, one of the things you can do is click on the three dots, or it may be a little bit different in your browser, but you will see that there's a way to zoom. Now, right now we're at 100%, so if we wanted to make it larger, we could click on the plus. We're at 110%, 125, 150. Let's go to 200%. Some things have dropped off on the left-hand side, but everything is larger. By holding the control key down and hitting minus, as we do, you can see a little pop-up comes up saying it's now 175. It's now at 150, 125, 110, and 100%. We can even make it smaller if we wanted to. Sometimes I do that when I want to do a screen capture and get more information in the picture that I'm doing a screen capture with. Now, when we look at File Explorer in Windows, if we do a Control Plus, there's no way to make it bigger. Last week, I showed you how to do it for the entire system. Now, there are some ways to make this bigger. Let's explore them. There are several ways in which we can make things bigger. We go into Settings, and we go into the Ease of Access, which is your accessibility. And if you remember, I showed you how to make text bigger and how to make everything bigger. But if you come down here to the magnifier, you can turn the magnifier on or off. Windows and the plus sign, that turned it on, and the Windows and Escape shuts it off. And your zoom level is set at 200%. You can change it to 300 or 400. You can change the magnifier view, and you can change the lens size. And we've got 60 by 60. When we do the Windows Plus and turn it on, it's now a bigger window. It's 60 by 60. So you can adjust the size of your magnifier. And Windows Escape turns it off. So that's one way in which you can do it. So let's go ahead and close this. We can do it with the Windows Plus. Remember, we're set at 60 by 60. We change the size of this window. But this is a nice way in which you can then look at everything on your screen at 200% or whatever percentage you wish. Do Windows Escape, and we're back here. I found an app that will help us make changes to our screen to make things easier to view on the fly. The program is called Morphic. To get to Morphic, what you're going to do is go to morphic.org. It is a free program, however, there is a paid version available as well, and we'll talk about the differences. The free version is more than adequate for most of us. You click Get Morphic, it downloads, you install it. Once installed, Morphic will start automatically. Morphic will be in your taskbar by itself. When you click on it, it will open up a taskbar here at the bottom of its own. Let's go ahead and open up something to look at, and we're going to take a look at this Microsoft Windows File Explorer window. And if you remember, we can make the fonts for the entire computer larger, but if we want to look at it on the fly, we can take the text size. It says it increases text size everywhere, makes everything on the screen larger. So if we click the plus sign, we're moving up one size. We see a very large version. If we go one more time, it makes it even larger. And if we do it one more time to make it the largest, it makes it super big. When we move our mouse off of this, we will see that we have very large text. In order to demonstrate something, or if you have eyesight issues, you can see it very large. When you hit the minus sign, makes it one size smaller. We'll do it one more time. You can see it changes here from 3 to 2, and then we'll do it one more time, and we're back to where we started. Now remember that when you do the text size, it makes everything on the screen larger. So if we had several windows open, it'll make everything larger, and you'll have to find the window that you want to work with, and that also will be large. Now let's go ahead and go back to our same Windows File Explorer. This time, or if you remember the magnifier from last week, I talked about the Windows magnifier. If we turn it on and show it the Windows magnifier, we can make it whatever size we want in the settings of Windows. So we'd have to go in and change that. Then when we're done with it, we come down here and just click hide and it goes away. So at least you don't have to go into settings if you can't remember what the Windows Plus and the Windows Escape to turn it on, turn it off. You can do it from this Morphic taskbar. The next item on our Morphic taskbar is snip. So while you're on a screen, if you want to snip, you can just click from here. It will open it so you can do part of a screen. It is the Windows snip program, so you can do whichever one you want, but let's go ahead and do this. So we could say, okay, we want to grab this part. It has now copied it. So if we went ahead and opened up WordPad, because when I then paste into it, you can see what we just copied, and it's there. So that's the snip. Takes a picture of a selected part of your screen. You click copy, then click and drag the mouse to take the picture, paste into any document. The next item on the Morphic taskbar is read selected. Let's take a look at what we can do. Let's open up our browser. We're on a web page. We're going to highlight some text, and we're going to come down to read selected and
There's
click.
a lot that goes on behind the scenes of a movie and a lot of people who contribute to the process. It's not just the actors, but also directors, producers, and more who make the movie magic happen. Take an unfiltered look at what the sets of some of the world's most beloved films looked like between.
And we can stop it at any time, and that's the read selected. It's select text to be read, then click the play button to read it. To change the setting, right-click on the button. You go to Settings, and it will change. You can change the voice and so on in the Windows settings. On the right-hand side of the Morphic taskbar is contrast and color. Under contrast, you can make the screen easier to read. To change settings, you right-click on the button, but the contrast allows you to adjust the contrast between text and its background. It also removes shading of tabs and other parts of the screen that reduce contrast. Under color, the color button turns color filters on and off that help people with color blindness see color differences more easily. Example, a color-coded chart. Users can change the filters for different types of color blindness. For the dark mode, when we click the dark mode, you will see that it will change that window to the dark mode. I personally don't like that, especially in presentations. I think it's more difficult for you to see, but while it's in the dark mode, we can change the text size, and we can continue to make it bigger in dark mode, so it would be somewhat easier to see what we're showing. Let's bring it back to the light mode, and then bring it back to the right size. You may see some green lines on the screen. I'm not sure what they are. It seems to be a problem with Morphic, or it's something I don't understand, but I don't think it's a big issue. The night mode reduces eye strain and makes it easier to fall asleep at night. The night mode, also called nighttime or night shift, reduces the blue-white light and makes your screen a little more warm and yellow. Some people feel this reduces strain on the eyes. Some feel that it makes it easier to sleep after viewing. So let's take a look at what that will do. You can see the screen changes color. There's kind of a yellowish glow to it. I'm hoping you can see that. Playing back the recording, I see that it doesn't record, but it does show up on the monitor. So I'm sorry you can't see that. At any time while we're using Morphic, if we just go to the taskbar, we click the X, the taskbar will go away. If we click it in the regular taskbar, it comes back and we can use it as we wish. I mentioned that I was going to talk about the different versions of Morphic. It's much more detailed than we really need to go through, and item by item, you can go on the website and take a look. Note that the first 5,000 people signing up for the Morphic Early Feedback Program can get the Plus subscription for Morphic free of charge for life. Morphic.org. Enjoy. I'm Huey Poplock.